Hello and welcome to another episode of Real Talk. My name is Bryce Mitchell. I am the Sales and Marketing Assistant here at Pilbara Real Estate, and today I am joined with my boss, co-host and the Director of Pilbara Real Estate, Rob Slater. Say hello to the people, Rob.
How are you going?
And put how you're doing down in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe, like, and do all that sort of stuff. If you'd like to follow us, all of our links are below. Here on Real Talk, we love to have a bit of fun and cover how the market has changed each month. We talk about some real estate agent news. We aim to educate you in all areas of the industry, from sales to leasing and from residential to commercial. If you do have anything to say, as I said, pop it down in the comments below, or do email me via the email that's on screen now, which is ea@pre.com.au.
I just want to add in that Bryce's hair's getting long and he's had to put in product to get rid of the tennis ball effect.
It's a little spiky today. Let's jump into our first segment, which is This Month in Real Estate. Here we talk about what's happened this month in the world of real estate with a few prepared topics that myself and Rob have discussed over the past month. Firstly, can you give us a rundown of the sales market?
Look, the sales market continues to be really good, but one interesting aspect, we've had a couple of buyers from Perth and they've been selling properties down there. And most of the deals down south are they're selling their property, and the buyers of their property are selling their property, and then the buyers of that property, there is a big trail. So it seems to be, and it happens in the UK a lot, where you get a buyer buys a property, and then the next one buys because these guys are buying, and you just get these subject sales, and we've got one, and there was like 3 properties that are transacting. And it gets complicated because, finance gets delayed, and it's just, if one deal falls over, especially the deal down the bottom, the whole lot falls over. So I see a lot of that Perth and those markets, like when I look at that, that's risk. That's a lot of risk because people are essentially trading up. Yeah, when you see those trails, that's dangerous. That's my opinion. Okay. Because I've seen it before, and it happens in the UK a lot.
It's just adding complexity. Can you give us a rundown of the rental market?
Yeah, that $1,000 a week is still a bit not as good as it was a couple of months ago. Yeah. But everything we've got does lease. There's still some opportunities for people at that 650, 700. It's still a lot of money. Yeah. And the top end's still quite good. So, the rent market coming up to Chrissy, you do get a slightly higher vacancy rate. But what we try to do with a lot of our leases is to minimise the leases that end between sort of mid-December to mid-Jan, because a lot of people go away. Mm-hmm. It's hard when tenants go, I'm going to break lease, hand my property back because it's convenient, but they can't actually do that. You can't just break a lease because it's convenient. You've got a formal contract and you can be held to it. And the only variation is if all parties agree. And I know a lot of owners are like, no, I'm not interested in having a vacant property over Christmas. You signed a lease and we got you and you told us this. So, rental market is it's good, strong. It's not blowing away. It's good.
Moving into this time of year, we're coming into the lovely cyclone season, and I wanted to, as this will actually be the final episode of the year for Real Talk, because I'm actually not going to be here in December.
Where are you going again?
I'm going down south. I'm going down to Bunbury to visit some family, and then I'm from December 27th. I'm pretty much just going to be heading down further south. I don't really have a plan. Are you
going to be sleeping in the back of your car?
I'll bring I think I might do a swag. I don't know. I've invited some friends. We'll see what happens. I'll let you know.
Well done, mate. I mean, it's been a big year. Like, especially the life of people in sales. It's like having 2 jobs. You work during the week, and then you do a bit of overtime, which is your home opens and during the week, and answering emails on weekends and doing home opens on weekends. So Yeah.
But yeah, coming into Cyclone Prep, I thought we would touch back on something you said at the start of this year. I believe it was episode 1 or 2. I'll roll the clip on screen. Your main advice for people to do a Cyclone Prep, when I asked you the question on Hot on the Spot, was to stock up on your liquor early.
Do you have any tips about preparing for cyclones for any of our listeners?
Yeah, most important thing is being able to pack your house away fairly quickly. So, you don't want to be searching for a ladder. Can't undo D-shackle bolts. So you just, like my house, for example, I've got a ladder and I've got it strapped to my fence. My D-shackle bolts, I go up every now and again, spray some WD-40 on it. So if I need to pull everything down and pack it away, and the way I pack things is open my shed, which is tiny because nobody's got big sheds up here. And if they do, they don't come up much. Then people worry about mental health. So you get a shed,
Solve
and
more
you just
problems with
Tetris it in and just do bang, bang, and I've got all my kids' toys, and I'll just like pile it in, shut the door. So look, I guess in a roundabout way, just being able to put everything away fairly quickly.
Yeah.
That's it. And the other tips, I mean, you've got this new system now, Watch and Act, and advice and that's in line with the rest of the state stuff. You know what? We just had one recently. I thought the old system was a lot better. But this is the way it is, and authorities think otherwise. But and also just watch out for the bottle shop, because there was a massive line. Did you see? We need to.
I
put that
personally
line.
didn't, but I did hear about this.
There was Tambray Bottle Shop. Must have had 50 people lined up outside. I've never seen anything like it. Don't worry about the supermarkets, but the bottle shops were just in. I've never seen.
Okay, so summarise what you're saying. Have a plan, really, and make sure you buy your beer before the cyclone.
Stay ahead of the curve.
You heard it here first, folks. Stockpile it first. There you go. That's your advice for the people.
This is a Pilbara thing.
Because remember you mentioned the big lines at the bottle shop?
Yes, that was. Yeah. You kind of want the cyclone to happen before Christmas, because after Christmas and New Year's you've got no more liquor left. That's what usually happens. You drink a lot over Christmas break. Yeah. So
you're heading into Christmas in January. 1, stock up for Christmas, but 2, you need a bit of a cellar and some reserves. Going by Rob's advice.
Look, I was speaking to incoming buyer, which is, we sold him a property, and he's going to be one of our landlords. And he said to me, he goes, "What happens when a cyclone? Who does what?" And our leases state that they need to, the tenant needs to take down the shade sales during the cyclone. But realistically, everyone needs to get together. You can't just say that's not my job or that's it. It's like we're going to be hit. Everyone needs to work hard on it. Like after our Cyclone Damien, we had almost 2,000 work orders. We couldn't cope. Even our ceiling in our lunchroom was destroyed. So and owners go get 3 quotes, and that's unrealistic. What was happening is, I was telling owners, look, you just need to sort this out. We can't cope. And just after the cyclone, I remember sitting in reception and had this one guy waltzing in. "I'd like to report some maintenance." And I'm like, "Is your roof still there?" "Yes." "Is there any damage? Is there any immediate threat?" "No." "We'll see you later."
Unfortunately, the reality of it is that it does get quite serious, and there are moments where people are, potentially the life of themselves and their families at risk.
That's the most important. Like if cyclones hit, like the amount of roofs, we had about 5 roofs that were off, and we had a lot of stuff that could cause more damage or could cause harm, and that stuff gets escalated. Yeah. And then we've got to deal with contractors, because we had one lady, she was like, "I've got 2 aircons out, and it's not right." And it's like, well, we put the work order in. These guys are working on priority, so have some emotional intelligence.
Yeah, and one thing you did mention there I think is kind of important is it is just a time for collaboration. If there's any time where owners and tenants can get together on something, it's during cyclone season, during cyclone prep.
But yeah, cyclones are serious things, and everyone needs to help, and everyone needs to just be able to pull things down quick.
The City of Karratha put up a post the other day. I'm sure majority of Karratha has seen this. The Bulgara apartments have been approved. When we did report on them, I'm fairly certain we did report on them, they were still in very early planning days. It did feel like it was pretty much going to happen, the way that the city was talking about it. I mean, they felt the same way about the Wildwood developments, but what do you do? So yeah, it's being approved. All the information is on City of Karratha's website and the What We Make It website. I do also want to point out the What We Make It website. It's where you can pop all of your feedback for the city regarding any of these programs, any initiatives that they're trying to bring forward, any proposals for developments. They usually put it up on the What We Make It website, and you can give them feedback. I'm not saying that your Facebook comments aren't going to use, but if you do have productive and feedback, put it on that website, as I do believe it will seriously help them.
I think one of the big feedbacks that I see on the Facebook is people saying, it's not up to the Shire to provide accommodation and do that. Look, I think if anyone understands the housing and the accommodation stuff that's been actually coming since the 80s, since when the home ownership scheme come into effect from Hammersley Iron, it's we're talking 40 plus years. It's been ongoing, and I think it needs all parties to collaborate, private, local, state, fed, everything. It's the only way to do it. So yes, the Shire are doing a little bit, but it's not that much, but it helps, which is good. Especially if it's going to house a lot of their own staff, because we lease properties to the Shire because they need housing too. So it's positive. People just need to be positive, unless they've got a better solution. That'd be good.
Yeah.
But they don't.
Yeah. And just pop it up on that website. If you've got something, say it on there. Maybe they do look at the Facebook comments. I don't know.
But I tell you what, I mean, the quarter, people were all against the quarter development. Now, the Shire paid I think $20 million for it. That's worth probably about 35 now, because you work off a tenancy schedule. So they've made more money. They've made probably $15 million, plus they're getting a lot of income every year. Was that a good investment decision? Yes. And look at the flack they got from that.
And a good segue, actually, into what I wanted to talk about.
I'll give them flack if they sell it.
City of Karratha, meeting agenda. We talk about these a lot. As far as I can tell, Rob will say something otherwise. In 2018, the City of Karratha wanted to put up a hotel at the Quarter, specifically at lot 7078, which is part of the grassed area, not in front of Lowe's, but almost in front of those Quarter apartments. So the idea was, the city acquired the land off of Development WA under a contract of sale containing a development condition requiring the site to be used for the purpose of a hotel development. So they got the land under the guidelines that they had to put a hotel on it. There was a investment company, Pacifica Developments, that they were in negotiations, but then they ultimately did pull out, and it was officially terminated in 2022. It was going to be a 100-room, 4-star hotel, and personally I think that is something that would really lift the city to another level, having a nice hotel. It's something we actually don't have.
That would be good in conjunction, having like a ferry service to Rosemary Island. I mean, the islands out there are sensational. Like, tourists come through, they do a drive-by, they take they can take more photos in Wickham, where that hall pack is, than here. But they need to be able to come to Karratha, have a place to stay, and then get out to the islands, because that is amazing. But,
and I think tourism, I mean, I haven't read too much into it, but there is a new, if I can just read it here, Economic Development and Tourism Strategy for 2025-2026. If you want to read into that, it's all in the agenda whenever the meeting happens. But as well, if you want to hear it discussed, go to the meeting. I don't know when the date is. It's probably going to be after this now, but I would actually let people know. Do just go to the meetings. They do let anyone go. I've been.
But that can I just add something in? So this is the hotel from 2018. Now, prior to that, in 2012 there was going to be a Hilton built. And that dragged on and that dragged on. So I even met the regional manager of the Hilton Group over there in probably September 2012. So it's been ongoing for quite some time. And you start hearing about developments, but they take a lot to get off the ground, and that's what people need to understand. So
yeah, definitely. So they've just popped a note in here. The city still retains the title to the lot, but if the council decides not to proceed with the hotel development and keeps it just as the public open space that it already is, the city would actually have to enter discussions with Development WA for them to essentially acquire it back at market value, which they're saying is $890,000.
That's pretty fair, because in front of the the quarter apartments, that was sold for about $420, $480. So if you do the square metre rate on that, it probably stacks up around that level.
But yeah, I really do hope something does come of this. So they've put expressions of interest. The expressions of interest is open. So on the
rooftop pool, a rooftop bar.
On the very unlikely note that a developer is listening.
Those are the comments you need to be saying on Facebook. We support it if there's a rooftop pool and a rooftop bar.
That was the stuff on the Wildwood developments.
And indoor bowling.
Give us bowling. That's what we want. Something like that. Moving on, because this is the last episode of the year, I think we should look back on a little bit of Real Talk. I don't think I've ever really discussed this on here, but the show Real Talk was something that Rob was doing prior to me even being here at Pilbara Real Estate. And I can't remember how, but I had found the YouTube page, or someone had shown me.
It was when we were giving away the motorbike, and I jumped on that motorbike and rode around out front of Pilbara Real Estate.
As we do look back, did you have a favourite topic or story that we did cover? I can answer mine first if you'd like.
Oh, look, I think getting a haircut. That was pretty good.
Episode 9 was really good.
Not about the pie. That was full force as well. That was full force.
Every time I look at it, I realise how hard I actually hit you.
But luckily, I've got kids that abuse and throw things and hit me.
He's used to it. I think the favourite thing I think we covered was in the early episodes was, I know I mention this all the time, it was the Wildwood developments. I think it was cool being able to look into it all. The research I did actually enjoy it. I think that's kind of what started our hunt through these agenda notes and whatnot. What do you think has been the big thing in real estate this year?
The biggest thing in real estate is just how the market has just really switched on, and it's got into really a little bit of a frenzy of buyers pushing the market up. I mean, I had a look at a property I appraised at the start of the year at $560. Now we're going to sell a similar property $100,000 more. So you do the math on that. What's that? 20%? 20% growth. So we've had the whole year has been growth and improvement. So it's been good. It's been a good ride. It's been tough, but yeah.
Yeah, I was going to mention for me, in the last year, I think AI has been this massive topic. I know it's been a big topic the year before and the year before that, but particularly this year, I've found there's been a lot more integration in the programs that we use, using AI, the way that we do our jobs. I do use it on a day-to-day basis with my job, even in ways where I'm not directly using it. If you know what I mean. I know a lot of our programs now just have it integrated.
That's interesting. I didn't even think about that, but our ingoing reports now are 360 cameras where you can zoom in.
This is sick, actually.
I think definitely the technology. I think in real estate you've got to be an early adopter on things.
Yeah, the ingoing stuff. I think we're a pretty early adopter to that. I don't know if anyone else in Craft is doing that. 360 cameras. I don't believe anyone else is doing it.
It sort of puts us. I mean, our ingoing reports have always been very comprehensive, but this just
even before
puts it at another level.
I did want to mention something I found while I was looking through some of the older episodes. Kim actually made a prediction, which I think we did make you actually did make it. You mentioned it a couple of times in the early episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Kim was talking about how we knew, and he pretty much says, I know you guys know, but you can see that the rent prices are fast heading to $2,000, which it very much has.
Top
we've
ends,
cracked that
top end's over $2,000, 2.1,
Yeah.
2.2.
Yeah, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, well, it's not quite the levels what it was at 2011, but it's pretty close. It's
Yeah.
pretty close. So the average rents in 2011 was $1,750, and at the moment we're about 13 and a half. So, but 2011 there was a lot more brand new stuff in Bainton that was dragging it up. So
Now
that
we're
was
not
dragging
getting
the
that.
average. Yes, that's it.
I think that's all. That's all I had for the last
want.
time this year. Thanks for a real talk, Rob.
Thank you.
Cool.
Thanks very much. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
I better go.